TCI is in India, Chennai, and we are at Nissan's plant because they're going to be launching the new Nissan Magnite tomorrow, or when you're watching this, it's probably been about a week. But we're here at the plant because we're going to see how the car is manufactured, put together, and we guys are going to be the first ones to test drive the car, which probably you will be driving very soon. Since we're on the factory floor, it's very important to maintain safety. As we started off as well, we started with the gloves, we started with the hat, the glasses. My glasses would work because they got my eyes. But this area that we're in, this is the safety training area. This is where any new joinee or the comers or even new people like us are introduced to the plant who are going to be around the plant, are given a safety briefing, and then we get moved around the plant. Here you're able to see some of the banners that have been taken out and being stacked up. But beyond this point, we'll not be allowed to shoot. So this is so far it. From the body shop, and now we're at the trim area. Out here, we're going to be looking at how the body panels, which are now put together, get fit and finish, get the interiors of the cars being put up. This is what it looks like. Yet again, we are not going to be able to film inside, but they're going to be providing us with the footage which will be overlaid. So we saw the car getting stomped out of a metal sheet. We saw the car being put together, being added cosmetics, the engine, the full finished process. We're here at the end to check out the heart of the car, the engine. So we are essentially looking at the power plants now, the power cable, the engine. We're going to see how they're manufactured. They produce 650,000 engines per year, which is a huge feat. I'm trying to understand how they do it. So Nissan, for the HR10 engine, which is being used in the new Magnite, also uses the same tech that they were using for the GTR or producing the GTR engines. They coat the engine, which is called mirror coating on the engine where the pistons go in, reducing weight and also reducing friction, because of which the engine is much more efficient and draws more power. Nice to see that happening in the Nissan Magnite. So all the quality checks are done. The paints, your electronics, everything is being quality tested by individual departments and multiple departments to make sure the car rolls off the assembly line, which is right here. We're going to see the car rolling up. And that's how the Nissan Magnite is produced here in Chennai. Now it's time to go and drive it, the first drive. Now that you've seen how the new Magnite is going to be produced right from the first stomping stage to the point where it rolls out. And we've also witnessed the first Magnite roll off the assembly line as well. It's time to test the car out. We are on the long test track. There are two test tracks. One is a long one is a short one. We are on the first one, which is the long one. We're going to test drive on the longer one. And once we are done with that, we'll go to the second one. First time driving the Nissan Magnite. I do have, I'm sorry, your name?
Ilango.
Hello, Ilango. He's not in the frame, but if he moves a little here, that's Ilango.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Ilango. Seatbelts.
Yes.
We are doing the long track.
Yes.
2 rounds around it.
Yes.
For the first time in the Nissan Magnite. After a very long time, I'm sitting on this side of the car. I like the steering wheel. We're gonna do 100 on this car. It's a max speed. I can stop here or just go?
Stop. Just track procedure. That's it.
Forgetting track rules. Back in India, so breaking rules.
So in all, this is a 3-cylinder turbocharged engine.
Yeah.
And we have 100 PS, 152 Newton meters of torque. Not bad. It feels really good. It feels light, but otherwise, for a CVT gearbox, it's not bad. This is round 2, guys. So again, to summarize, this is a 1 liter, 100 PS power. So 1 liter turbocharged, 100 PS power, and 152 Newton meters of torque. So 0 to 100 is in about 10 to 12 seconds, if I'm guessing, for the turbocharge. For the naturally aspirated, we don't have the numbers yet. But the car feels extremely grounded. Yeah, I passed the mark, 80 kilometers per hour mark. And we did a bad stretch of road, which is after the loop. The dampening on this car is excellent, despite the ground clearance of 205, which is nice. The steering wheel slightly feels smaller, but because it's smaller and because of the way the leather is around it, it sort of adds this sporty look to it. There's a flat bottom, not completely, but there's a flat bottom steering wheel. The instrument cluster is digital, not bad at all. Nissan has done a fantastic job with the Nissan Magnite, the new Nissan Magnite. With the vibrations, you could tell that the road was not really good. It is not. But the damping on this car is really good. So, okay, that was our first test ride of the new Nissan Magnite on the long track. So yesterday we saw how the Nissan Magnite was made first and in the factory at Chennai. Then we drove the car, which was the first drive that happened for us and most of the media out there for the new Nissan Magnite. Today was the launch. When you're watching it, it's already out there in the market. What is interesting about the launch is the price point. In India, this car is going to be costing 5,99,000. That's superbly competitive. So now what we need to wait and see is how much this car will cost when it hits the UAE market or Dubai in the next 2 months. I'm going to be in conversation with Ken here, Ken Lee, who is the lead designer or is responsible for how the new Nissan Magnite looks on the outside as well as inside. So let's understand from him first time what has gone into the making of this car. So we have Candy here. He's going to be taking us through the design of the car. I don't think there's anybody else who's better than to talk about the design of the car than the man who designed it. So Ken, I've seen the older version of the car. There's a lot going on to the newer version, and I believe that's the reason why you're calling it new. And also for the other markets apart from India, it's going to be a new, fresh product. Can you tell me more about the design?
Yeah, so as you recall, when the first Magnite came out a few years ago to India, and our customers love it, and they tell us the design is beautiful. And so we really want to emphasize what's good about it. And we know what people like about it is it's a high character compact car. So compact, but big personality. And what gives it that personality? Well, you look at how tough and robust it is, I mean, considering its size, but at the same time, it's also very agile looking. So it looks like it's going to take you around this kind of urban environment quickly, agile, and skip through traffic and protect you.
So I noticed that the front grille has been redesigned.
Yeah.
The overhang is also much shorter. I think even the wheel arches, they sort of look protruding out, so it has that very aggressive sort of a stance, while also being more compact on the center, and then in the rear again it sort of protrudes out. So I like that design, but and that is significantly different from the other Magnite. I think the center portion remains the same, but overall the ratio has changed a little bit.
Yeah, basically we've taken what's good about it, the stance and the proportion that you talked about, and then we gave it an updated front face. So, we have this hexagon-shaped grille, which actually goes through the whole body. That hexagon shape defines a section of the body, the fuselage of the car. So it's not just a superficial graphic. Most people, when they design a car, they design the front, the side, and the rear. But in this case, we do it holistically. So when we do the update, we actually kept the same shape of the grille, but we enlarged it. So now it's connected with the headlamp, so it looks wider overall. Yeah, it gives it a more horizontal feeling, more updated, type of, high-tech image. And then that makes the chrome finishes on the grille stand out even more. They're floating in this black space. So we just enhance everything because we know people love it already. And
it's a good combination of the black piano material, the chrome, as well as the body color. So it has it doesn't have a dual tone, but it's like a tri-tone
Yeah.
combination happening right in the front. So that's really neat. About the interiors, I see there's a lot of leather work that has gone in. Quite a lot of leather work, like everything that I'm seeing and touching, even on the windowsill, this material is soft to touch. That's a really nice thing. Any particular reason why you all went with this design?
Yeah, so on the outside the car is tough and protective, but as you step in, you want to give the passengers comfort.
Like a
And
cocoon.
yeah, like a cocoon. And then in the outgoing model, what people tell us is that okay, they like the design of it. It's very funky inside. It's very cool and has modern tech. But maybe some comfort and some premium, even a touch of premium, could be added. So that's what we wanted to do. So we want to strategically take all this beautiful wrapped and stitched materials and place it in areas where you touch and feel. So now those on the door trim, it's all surrounding your elbows and your shoulders and where your arm rests and
Everything,
even
literally everything.
Yeah, when you around the door release handle, it's wrapped. And it's a tri-tone color, so it makes it super rich. Very few cars are doing this.
The roof is different, the A pillars, B pillars are different, and then everything that probably from your shoulder line below is nice and soft and differently colored. So it's a nice touch. I love the dials, by the way.
Yeah, so I mean, even in something in this segment, you want something very functional, but at the same time, it has a tech appeal to it. So you see the seamlessness of these, how it integrates overall into
Also, the display is
design.
slightly tilted towards the driver. I think that's for ease of comfort while you're operating.
Yeah.
I think it also gives that whole cockpit sort of a feel. When you're sitting in
Yeah,
there.
definitely. It adds to that kind of agile feeling. You drive in this urban environment where you need extreme concentration. So you want everything easy to reach, and the screen is facing you.
One of the biggest issues that I've had with this segment of cars is how my shoulders would fit on the seat. And this is just perfect. So I have this side upholstery here, which is holding me here. And then this is almost at my shoulder length. This is something that I would really find in this segment of the cars. But this is nice as well. And also there's some sort of a coating that you guys have done for the seats.
Yeah, to help you stay cool in the hot weather. So the new seat not only looks better because we've added all the quilting and the stitching, so it looks fancy, but at the same time it's also functional. It feels cooler, it's more comfortable.
Yeah, in places like Dubai where it's extremely hot during the day, I think that's going to come in handy quite a bit. Also, I don't think you guys have compromised on safety. You all have 360 cameras, if I'm not wrong, and also 6 airbags.
Yeah.
Which are standard.
Yeah, so definitely. I mean, we want to offer the customer, everything they ask for.
That's really nice. I don't have any more questions. Overall, it's a good product that you guys are introducing into the segment. I think it's with respect to what portfolio that you all have, even for Nissan in UAE, this probably might be the smallest entry-level car, but I think it's already packing a good amount of force into it, or you can say potential into it. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah,
It's been
pleasure.
a pleasure. So we did speak to Ken. He did explain about what all has gone into the design of the new Magnite. Let's talk about what are the other features that are there. First of all is the grille. The grille is completely new and redesigned. There's a lot of chrome. There's a tricolor combination that is going on here, which is not there in the previous one. So this is new. The rims are new. Though they're the 16-inch rims, which were there on the previous one as well, they're now redesigned. They look a little fresh as compared to before. This is the design language that Ken was talking about over the edge. So if you notice, the front overhang wheel wells are sort of protruding out. It dips down inside, and the rear again pops out, because of which it has a nice SUV stance, which you'll not see in other manufacturers. The interior, as Ken was talking about, has changed as well. The colors, the leather is beautiful. Let's go on the inside. The moment you're in the driver's seat, you sort of cocoon with the orange interior. That is the 8-inch infotainment screen, and there is a 7-inch infotainment cluster at the top, which they have sort of color graded, and the new graphics are there. It's still the same. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay standard, wireless as compared to. There are also AC vents at the back. The car also has new redesigned tail lamps, which are now LEDs, and they have this smoked out effect, because of which it has this aftermarket, more premium look and feel to it, more towards the younger crowd. We have the 1 liter turbocharged engine which will be coming to the UAE. It has 90 brake horsepower, 99 brake horsepower, and 160 Newton meters of torque, which is paired to a CVT, much more refined gearbox. It doesn't really feel like a CVT. It is a CVT, so longevity is going to be good, less maintenance, but it's a beautiful, beautiful car, beautiful combination with the engine and the gearbox.